are live on a Sunday. So Uber broke laws, not surprised. Duped police, not surprised. And secretly lobbied governments, not surprised at all. This leak reveals. Now, there were more than 124,000 confidential documents leaked to The Guardian. The Guardian then took that information and actually was nice and gave it to all the media. So what you will see in the course of the next weeks is that people will be breaking down these pages into Australia's in the house. Jamie Walkley, we welcome you. Australia strong, Australia strong. So The Guardian shared these pages, right? Thank God we have a whistleblower, the same people that got the Panama Papers and exposed all those offshore accounts where people were hiding money. Same group exposed this. And what we really need is more whistleblowers within Uber or Lyft or the other companies or DoorDash. Come forward, don't be shy. There are whistleblower protection laws in place. Get the files, get the data, put it out to the media. Let's tell the truth, right? Jimmy's in the house. So these files expose attempts to lobby Joe Biden, Olaf Scholz, Germany, George Osborne, UK, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, Transport Workers Union, we with you. Emmanuel Macron secretly aided Uber lobbying in France. You got whoever's involved in this, step down, right? Step down. And it gets so crazy, this article, what they did, what they found, that the one I just got to let it out there, Travis Kalanick was using the media to pump the taxi industry up against Uber. He wanted violent outbreaks. He said violence is good. It'll promote the brand. Will break into cities, right? And many taxi drivers and Uber drivers got injured and died. And he promoted that. He was encouraging that. Adam Scher's in the house, Philadelphia. Shout out. So Emmanuel Macron secretly aided Uber lobbying in France. Company used kill switch during raids to stop police seeing data. And former Uber CEO told executives violence guarantees success. Really, Travis Kalanick? You need a good South African puss clap on your ear, right? Former Uber CEO Travis Kalanick told executive violence guarantees success. That's in the documents. Shame on these people, man. Shame on these people. And the funny thing is, it's not the funny thing. The sad thing is that many of those executives involved with this are still there today. Pierre Dimitri Gore was part of this, right? Part of this violence. And he's still there today. Step down, Pierre Dimitri, step down, right? You're a disgrace. You're a shame. Rideshare consultant in the house. So a leaked trove of confidential files has revealed the inside story of how the tech giant Uber flouted laws, duped police, exploited violence against drivers. Nice one, Travis. Nice one, Uber. Exploited violence against Edwards in the house, against drivers, and secretly lobbied governments during its aggressive global expansion. And believe me, I will still be making many stories about this. As you come in, hit that freaking like button. It looks like that, right? So the unprecedented leak to The Guardian of more than 124,000 documents. Thank you for doing that. Known as the Uber Files. The Uber Files lays bare the ethically questionable practices that fuel the company's transformation into one of Silicon's most famous exports. The leak spans a 5-year period, right, when Uber was run by its co-founder Travis Kalanick, who tried to force the cab hailing service into cities around the world, even if that meant breaching laws and taxi regulations, right? So many of these violent outbreaks he promoted, right? He said it was actually good. It was good. During the fierce global backlash, the data shows how Uber tried to shore up support by discreetly courting prime ministers, presidents, billionaires, oligarchs, and media barons, right? And they had all the money in the world, right? They had billions and billions and billions of dollars from these investors so they could buy influence. They just paid people off, paid them off, paid them off, paid them off. So leaked messages suggest Uber executives were at the same time under no illusion about the company's law breaking, with one executive joking they had become pirates. Arr, we're pirates! All proud of that. And another conceding we're just fucking illegal, right? We're just fucking illegal. That's an executive saying that, right? So if those words came out of your mouth, step down, right? Step down. Step down on Monday. Go to your office, pack your shit, and get out of Market Street, right? Because you're a disgrace. The cache of files which span 2013 to 2017 includes more than 83,000 emails. Don't lie. 83,000 emails. Don't lie. There it is. Tells you. iMessages and WhatsApp messages, including often frank and unvarnished communication between Kalanick and his top team of executives. Lay it out there, right? Lay it out. Osmani's in the house. Osmani Barry. In one exchange, listen to this. In one exchange, Kalanick dismissed concerns from other executives that sending Uber drivers to a protest in France put them at risk of violence from angry opponents in the taxi industry. I think it's worth it, he said. He shot back. Violence guarantees success. Travis, those are your words. Violence guarantees success. Mark my words. There will be many, many lawsuits filed because of this, right? They have the proof. There it is, the messages, the emails, and he was literally promoting the violence. We know something similar from January the 6th, don't we? In a statement, Kalanick's spokesman said he never suggested that Uber should take advantage of violence at the expense of driver safety. See how he's back pedaling now? And any suggestion he was involved in such activity would be completely false. But hang on. He said any suggestion he was involved in such activity would be completely false. So then why did you utter the words? Why did you say the words, Travis? Violence guarantees success. Petty T in the house. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. And it's going to be a great week ahead, my friends. Busy Monday for me. Whole weekend was actually very, very busy. Esmeralda says that's terrible. It is terrible. Leo Casamenta in the house, the most trusted rideshare. Love you, brother. So the leak also contains text between Kalanick and Emmanuel Macron, the French president, right? Who secretly helped the company in France when he was economy minister. Economy minister, allowing Uber frequent and direct access to him and his staff. He paid for that. How much did you receive for that, Macron? For Travis Kalanick having access to you. D. Guerrero in the house, throw it down, throw the jabs, throw the punches, throw the uppercuts. Beautiful, Guerrero. Knock them out. Knock them out in the first round if you can. Good old Tyson style, right? So, unbelievable. Violence guarantees success. The company message. Violence guarantees success. James Martin's in the house. Good evening. We welcome you. We welcome everyone on this Sunday afternoon. Preach it, son. We're preaching loud, Pat. And to you, to your families, to your wives, your husbands, your kids, I hope you had a fantastic week. Enjoy the week ahead. We have Kanka in the house. Good story, dude. Philip says, sending all my rideshare family love. We appreciate you, Philip. Thank you. So, the leak also contains text between Kalanick and Emmanuel Macron, who secretly helped the company in France when he was economy minister, allowing Uber frequent and direct access to him, the president, who's president now, right? Macron, the French president, appears to have gone to extraordinary lengths. Step down, Macron. Step down to help Uber, even telling the company he had brokered a secret deal with its opponents in the French cabinet. The French. Macron. So, privately, Uber executives expressed barely disguised disdain for other elected officials who were less receptive to the company's business model. After the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, he's Chancellor right at the moment. He used to be the mayor of Hamburg at that time, pushed back against Uber lobbyists and insisted on paying drivers a minimum wage. An executive told colleagues he was a real comedian, right? When the US Vice President Joe Biden, a supporter of Uber at the time, was late to a meeting with the company at the World Economic Forum at Davos, Kalanick texted a colleague, "I've had my people let him know that every minute late he is one less minute he will have with me." Big frickin' deal, Kalanick. Big frickin' deal. Oh, arrogance is one less minute with me, right? After meeting Kalanick, Biden appears to have amended his prepared speech at Davos to refer to a CEO whose company would give millions of workers freedom to work as many hours as they wish, manage their own lives as they wish. The Guardian led a global investigation into the leaked Uber files, sharing the data with media organizations around the world via the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ICIJ. Good for the Guardian sharing it with that. Get the news out, man. Undress these people. Dara Khosrowshahi, you're involved, dude. You ain't no sake, you ain't no little lamb. Meh, meh. No, you're the same caliber as Travis Kalanick. Same caliber, right? So, more than 180 journalists, thank you. At 40 media outlets, thank you, including Le Monde, Washington Post, and the BBC, will in the coming days, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get hot. It's all defense right now. They're on the defense, right? In the coming days, publish a series of investigative reports about the tech giant. Patrick, shaking my head. I agree. Agree, Philip. When I filter rides, the streaks don't work well. It's going to get hot. It's getting hot in here. Dara, take off all your clothes. All you trash executives, take off all your clothes. It's going to get hot in here. 124,000 documents. Gonna burn. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, right, it is gonna expose
bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
The bullshit level at Uber is DEFCON 5. In a statement responding to the leak, Uber admitted to mistakes and missteps, but said it had been transformed. Oh, you're transformed. I mean, you're a little angel right now, right? The little halo. Transformed since 2017 under the leadership of its current chief executive, Dara Khosrowshahi. So I asked you, Dara Khosrowshahi, many of those executives, those trash executives that were with Dara at that time doing this, are still in there today, right? Your little saints that did this, right? Pierre-Dimitri Gros and all those guys. And here he comes and says, oh, that was in the past. We have transformed. Bullshit. If you had transformed, you'd let this trash go and you would step down, right? Because you got caught with your freaking little panties off. That's a fact. So we have not and will not make excuses for past behavior that is clearly not in line with our present values. Fuck off. Really? Instead, we ask the public to judge us by what we've done. Let the public judge you, Dara Khosrowshahi, right? It's a continuous bait and switch and bullshit game at Uber. The drivers know it, the couriers know it, and all of you executives milking the system with your investors know it. Trash. Consultant says the only way to fix Uber is for the drivers to collectively purchase majority stock. I like it. I like your idea. I like your thinking, right? So we have not and will not make excuses for past behavior that is clearly not in line with our present values. It said, instead, we ask the public to judge us by what we've done over the last 5 years and what we will do in the years to come. Well, in the years to come, you're going to just keep on screwing drivers. We know that already, right? And you're going to extract as much cash and you steal tips. We know all your little shenanigans, right? You don't pay out your bonuses. Mega says, whoop, whoop. Mega in the house. We welcome Mega. So Kalanick spokesman said Uber's expansion initiatives were led by over 100 leaders in dozens of countries, right, around the world at all times under the direct oversight with the full approval of Uber's robust legal policy and compliance groups. Travis, stop talking shit. You got caught with your panties down and now he's backpedaling, right? Yes, it's likely automatically signing us out and getting us to stop being filtered. Embrace the chaos. The leaked documents pull back the curtains on the methods Uber used to lay the foundation for its empire. I wouldn't quite call it an empire, but okay, one of the world's largest work platforms. Uber is now a 43 billion company making approximately 19 million journeys a day. The files cover Uber's operation across 40 countries during a period in which the company became a global behemoth, bulldozing its cab-hailing service into many of the cities in which it still operates today. Now, I do hope, unfortunately this was 2013 to 2017, I hope these guys have a treasure trove when Dara Khosrowshahi joined in 2019. Because when he joined in 2019, a lot of the trash executives that were in that 5-year period with Travis still were under Dara's leadership, right? So from Moscow to Johannesburg, bankrolled with unprecedented venture capital funding, Uber heavily subsidized journeys, seducing drivers and passengers on the app with incentives and pricing models that would not be sustainable, right? Uber undercut established taxi and cab markets and put pressure on governments to rewrite laws to help pave the way for an app-based gig economy model of work that has since proliferated across the world. In a bid to quell the fierce backlash against the company and win changes to taxi and labor laws, Uber planned to spend an extraordinary $90 million in 2016 on lobbying and public relations, one document suggests. And ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself, who brought the $90 million in? You, the drivers and the couriers. We brought that money in. They spent it on lobbying politicians. $90 million worldwide. Here, take $20,000. Here, I can get you a little bit cheaper over here, right? Oh, I can get you for $5,000. No, you're expensive. I'm gonna have to pay you $100,000. The money was just going out, right? Buying signatures, buying access. This is how Travis and his homies and his trashies rolled, my friends. So, in a bid to quell the fierce backlash against the company and win changes to taxi and labor laws, Uber planned to spend an extraordinary $90 million in 2016 on lobbying and public relations. Its strategy often involved going over the heads of cities, mayors, and transport authorities and straight to the seat of power. In addition to meeting Biden at Davos, Uber executives met face-to-face with Macron, the Irish Prime Minister, Enda Kenny, the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and George Osborne, the UK's Chancellor at the time. A note from the meeting portrayed Osborne as a strong advocate. So, by the influence in the UK, by the influence in Ireland, by the influence in Israel, by the influence in Germany, by the influence in the UK. Why? Because they had the money. And all these politicians were ready to accept. Show me the money. Show me that cash. While the Davos sit-down with Osborne was declared, the data reveals that 6 UK Tory cabinet ministers had meetings with Uber, stepped down, with Uber that were not disclosed. It's unclear if the meetings should have been declared, exposing confusion around how UK lobbying rules are applied. The documents indicate Uber was adept at finding unofficial routes to power, applying influence through friends or intermediaries, or seeking out encounters with politicians at which aides and officials were not present. It enlisted the backing of powerful figures in places such as Russia, Italy, and Germany by offering them prized financial stakes. Not steaks at T-bone steaks, That's shares. It's financial stakes, right? In the startup and turning them into strategic investors. Oh, we have a friend here. I think I know who that is. I think I know who that is because I just record that now. 1 second. 1 second, my friends. We have a little troll and I know who that is. I welcome the troll. I just need further evidence. Un momento, por favor. Here we are. You're live on a Sunday. Un momento, por favor. So, here we go. James Campbell. I love James Campbell's humor. He says, depending on where you get that T-bone, it might actually be an entire share of Uber. That is true, my friends. That is true. So, in a bid to shape policy debates, it paid prominent academics hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce research. Oh, here, let's pay the researchers hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce research that supported the company's claims about benefits of economic model. Scott Tucker, hello again, everyone. Scott Tucker is a great friend. San Diego Rideshare Pro Thomas Gibson in the house. How are you, my brother, down in San Diego? I miss you. We got to get together. I got to fill you in. Got all the homies in the house. And all the LA drivers, I'm going to be asking you for a favor pretty soon. Stay tuned. And in a bid to shape policy debates, it paid prominent academic hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce research that supported the company's claims about the benefits of its economic model. Thomas, thank you. Rideshare, San Diego Rideshare Pro, thank you for throwing down $5. Any donation is greatly appreciated. So, and in a bid to shape policy debates, it paid prominent, I said that despite a well-financed and dogged lobbying operation, Uber's efforts had mixed results. In some places, Uber succeeded in persuading governments to rewrite laws with lasting effects, but elsewhere, the company found itself blocked by entrenched taxi industries, outgunned by local cab-hailing rivals, or opposed by left-wing politicians who simply refused to budge. Where's my spammer? I think I have a spammer. I like spammers. Where's my spammer? Yeah, no, I got rid of that. I got rid of the little spamming machine. I know who it is. In some places, Uber succeeded. We said that. When faced with opposition, Uber sought to turn it its advantage, seizing upon it to fuel the narrative. Its technology was disrupting antiquated transport systems and urging governments to reform their laws. As Uber launched across India, Kalanick's top executive in Asia urged managers to focus on driving growth even when fires start to burn. No, this is a normal part of Uber's business. Embrace the chaos. It means you are doing something meaningful, right? As they set these fires alight, embrace it. Know that this is normal behavior, normal Uber's business. Embrace the chaos. It means you're doing something meaningful. They need to be dragged into a congressional forum, 100%, right? All these heads need to roll. Kalanick appeared to put that ethos into practice in January 2016 when Uber's attempts to upend markets in Europe led to angry protests in Belgium, Spain, Italy, and France from taxi drivers who feared for their livelihoods, right? Amid taxi strikes and riots in Paris, Kalanick ordered, listen to this, sounds very similar, right? Amid taxi strikes, Johnny's in the house. Amid taxi strikes and riots in Paris, Kalanick ordered French executives to retaliate by encouraging Uber drivers to stage a counter-protest with mass civil disobedience. He was encouraging violence. Taxi drivers got hurt. Uber drivers got hurt. Warned that doing so risked putting... I think they're gone, right? I think the naked HD is gone. I think I kicked them out. They don't have any life. The decision to send Uber drivers into potentially volatile protests despite the risks was consistent with what one senior former executive told The Guardian was a strategy of weaponizing drivers. The decision to send Uber drivers into potentially volatile protests despite the risk was consistent with what one senior former executive told The Guardian was a strategy of weaponizing drivers. This is a new class action suit, guaranteed. And exploiting violence against them to keep the controversy burning. Uber drivers worldwide, if you were in such strikes, sue. Because the company deliberately put you into this situation, right? That's what the 124,000 documents reveal. Psychic vampires of the internet, says James Campbell. I love it. I love it. So, the decision to send Uber drivers in these potentially volatile protests, keep the controversy burning, light more fires, right? It was a playbook that leaked emails suggest was repeated in Italy, Belgium, Spain, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. When masked men reported to be angry taxi drivers turned on Uber drivers with knuckle dusters, I have a few of those, they work, and a hammer in Amsterdam in March 2018, Uber staffers sought to turn to their advantage to win concessions from the Dutch government. Driver victims were encouraged to file police reports, which were shared with De Telegraaf, the leading Dutch daily newspaper. They will be published without our fingerprint on the front page tomorrow, one manager wrote. We keep the violence narrative going in a few days before we offer the solution. Let's keep the violence going before we offer the solutions. Boom! Whoever said that. Kalanick's spokesman questioned the authenticity of some documents. Oh, they're not authentic. Dude, you got caught with your panties down. Don't try and weasel out of it like a little frickin' weasel, right? So Kalanick's spokesman questioned the authenticity of some documents. She said Kalanick never suggested that Uber should take advantage of violence at the expense of driver safety. And any suggestion that he was involved in such activity would be completely false. Here, Kalanick, sit and swivel and spin, right? Uber's spokesman also acknowledged past mistakes in the company's treatment of drivers, but said no one, including Kalanick, wanted violence against Uber drivers. There is much our former CEO said nearly a decade ago, and we would certainly not condone today, she said, but one thing we do know and feel strongly about is that no one at Uber has ever been happy about violence against drivers. You promoted it. Stop backpedaling. Simple car detailing in the house. The kill switch. Here's the story about the kill switch. You're going to love this. Uber drivers were undoubtedly the target of vicious assaults and sometimes murders. Drivers got murdered because of this, right? By furious taxi drivers, and the cab-hailing app in some countries found itself battling entrenched and monopolized taxi fleets with cozy relationships with city authorities. Uber often characterized its opponents in the regulated taxi markets as operating a cartel, right? A cartel. However, privately, Uber executives and staffers appear to have been in little doubt about the often rogue nature of their own operation. The internal email staff referred to Uber's other than legal status or other forms of active non-compliance with regulations in countries including Turkey, South Africa, Spain, the Czech Republic, Sweden, France, Germany, and Russia. Step down, Dara. You screwed, dude. You screwed. One senior executive wrote in an email, "We are not legal in many countries. We should avoid making antagonistic statements, commenting on the tactics the company was prepared to deploy to avoid enforcement." Other executive wrote, "We have officially become pirates." Pirates. Hey, they're proud to be pirates. Nairi Hurdajian, probably one of Dara's lovers, right? Probably one of Dara's lovers. Nairi Hurdajian, Uber's head of global communications, put it even more bluntly in a message to a colleague in 2014. Amid efforts to shut the company down in Thailand and India, sometimes we have problems because, well, we're just fucking illegal. That's what he said. Sometimes we have problems because we're just fucking illegal. Those are your boys, Dara. Those are your boys. Contacted by The Guardian, Hurdajian declined to comment. Yeah, of course he's not going to comment because he got caught with his panties down, right? Kalanick's spokesman accused reporters of pressing its false agenda. No, Kalanick. Stop deflecting. Stop blaming. Stop pointing fingers at someone else. As the narcissist he is not able to take responsibility. You know, Travis, what you did. Stop blaming others. Lots of lawsuits coming. Jonathan Clayton in the house. Across the world, police, transport officials, and regulatory agencies sought to clamp down on Uber. In some cities, officials downloaded the app and hailed rides so they could track down on unlicensed taxi journeys, fining Uber drivers and impounding their cars. Uber offices in dozens of countries were repeatedly raided by authorities. Against this backdrop, Uber developed sophisticated methods to thwart law enforcement. One was known internally as the Uber kill switch, right? The Uber kill switch. When an Uber office was raided, right? When one of your offices was raided, executives at the companies frantically sent out instructions to IT staff to cut off access to the company's main data system. Switch the data systems down. Switch them down. Preventing authorities from New Zealand in the house. Did the All Blacks lose against who? Who beat the All Blacks? Oh my God, this is news. This is news. Who beat the All Blacks? I gotta know. The leaked file suggests the technique signed off by Uber's lawyers was deployed at least 12 times during raids in France, the Netherlands, Belgium, India, Hungary, and Romania. Kalanick's spokesman said such kill switch protocols were common business practice and not designed to obstruct justice. Really? They were not designed to obstruct justice. She said the protocols which did not delete data are vetted and approved by Uber's legal department, and the former Uber CEO was never charged in relation to obstruction of justice. Uber's spokesman said its kill switch software should never have been used to thwart legitimate regulatory action. And it had stopped using the system in 2017 when Khosrowshahi replaced Kalanick as CEO. Another executive the leaked file suggests was involved in kill switch protocols was Pierre Dimitri Gore-Cody. Still there today. Step down, you fool. Who ran Uber's operations in Western Europe. He now runs Uber Eats and sits on the company's 11-strong executive trash team. Now, that 11-strong executive trash team, Dara alone spends $2 million on security because everyone is after his ass. So do the others. Spend a lot of money on their security because people want their ass, right? Including Pierre Dimitri. Another executive the leaked file suggests was involved in a kill switch was Pierre Dimitri Gore, who ran Uber's operation in Western Europe. He now runs Uber Eats. Gore Cody said in a statement he regretted some of the tactics used to get regulatory reform for ride sharing in the early days. Looking back, he said, I was young. Oh, you blame me. You were young and innocent, you poor little child. And inexperienced. Oh my God, I was inexperienced, but I'm experienced today. Back then, I was young and innocent and inexperienced, and too often took direction from superiors with questionable ethics. Oh, so now you point fingers back at them. Oh, they are to blame, you poor little child. Politicians now also face questions about whether they took direction from Uber executives. When a French police official in 2015 appeared to ban one of Uber's services in Marseille, Marc McGann, Uber's chief lobbyist in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, turned to Uber's ally in the French cabinet. I will look at this personally, Macron texted back. At this point, let's stay calm. My friends, it stinks. It reeks of corruption. And so many stories are going to come out about these villains, right? By the way, do not spend your money on Thor, Love and Thunder, complete and utter waste of time. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a great Sunday. I really want to hear your feedback on this. Your comments are important. What do you think? What do you think about this whole thing? And I am going to leave the link to this article. Circulate it. Put it on Twitter. Put it in the Facebook pages. Let's tell the world who these trash executives are, including you, Macron, including these other politicians that corruptly accepted monies, a lot of money from Uber. This is just the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. The story just broke today. Now, when they start breaking down the 124,000 pages, it'll be story after story after story. The Washington Post already wrote. What did they write? They said Uber leveraged violent attacks against its drivers to pressure politicians. Again, let me read this again. Uber leveraged violent attacks against its drivers to pressure politicians. I'm going to make a stand-alone video on this, my friends. Now, do go to GigRocket, giving my GigRocket a shout out here. If you have been deactivated, go to the course, the deactivated to reactivated one. Go on to GigRocket. A lot of different courses on there. The best-selling one is the private chauffeur course. Learn all the ins and outs on how to become a truly independent contractor, run your own company. Harry has courses there. I have courses there. There's a wealth of information at GigRocket. And if you have been deactivated, come to us, go to GigRocket, email me. Let's help you. The Batman universe looks promising. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. So I wish you a great Sunday and a fantastic week ahead, my friends. Please stay safe and we will connect soon. Much love and respect, and God bless you all from California, from the Rideshare Professor.